I'm David, and I'd like to talk to you about a problem we have that could be hurting you even though it's something you don't even see. In your house, and even when you're out on the street in your car, there's all kinds of invisible electromagnetic waves that are impacting us in all kinds of ways. These waves are just everywhere, and we don't even realize how much of an effect that they have on us. You have waves coming from your internet router in your house. You have waves coming from your cell phone and the cell phone towers. And some people say, well, I'm not worried about it. I don't have a cell phone tower that close to my house. But guess what? Can you pick up your phone when it rings and answer it in the house? Can you pick up your cell phone and send a text message and have it go? If that's true, then those waves are there, okay? We have remote controls. They seem like magic to people my age, because we used to get up and walk across the room to change a TV channel, but now we just use a remote control. It's not magic, it's electromagnetic waves going through the air and sending signals. The microwave oven, everywhere you look, there's radiation and electromagnetism, and it gets into our bodies and into our nervous system and into our brains and can cause a lot of problems. So what I'd like to do is basically talk about a way we can protect ourselves, and it's using magnets, little magnetic discs. What you're going to end up with is a little magnetic strip that looks like, hold on, okay, it looks like this. This has got all little magnetic discs taped inside of here, and you can use this under your pillow at night or near a chair where you like to sit, or you can take it and pin it, on the headrest of your car, whatever. You can use this little magnetic strip here. So let me just walk you through the methods that we would use in order to do this. And after that, I'll actually film a little bit of showing you the process of how I made it as much as possible. Okay, so we need to protect ourselves from radiation, cell phones, TV boxes, routers, and so on. You start by using little ceramic magnetic discs. You can buy a pack of these at Hobby Lobby, at Michael's, probably order them online. The one I use comes with 50 magnets in the pack, and the product I'm finally making, the little strip, ends up using 25 magnets. So you buy a pack and you can make 2 little strips. You also need duct tape, and what you do is you'll take the duct tape and put a strip about maybe 10 or 12 inches out on a flat surface, and just leave it, don't cut it off, just leave it attached to the roll, okay? Start by placing a magnet on its edge about an inch from the end of the tape. Then pull the tape up over the side of the magnet to hold it in place. Now this is where it gets difficult, because you're going to place a second magnetic disc next to the first one, but you have to align the discs so that they repel each other and do not attract. So as soon as you push them together, they'll start pushing apart, okay? And they'll try and even go flying out of your hand or flip around, and all kinds of strange things happen because you're putting them together in a way that they repel. So you're going to have to hold the magnets together because they'll try to push apart. Continue placing the magnets until you have a row of 5, placing each magnet so it repels the one next to it rather than attracts. You're going to have to kind of hold them in place with one hand over the top while you're putting them down with the other. And when you get to 5, you'll have that'll be like the limit of what you're probably going to be able to hold and keep in place. So at that point, you wrap the tape around the edge of each of them to try to hold them in place, okay? Then you'll start adding more magnets in the same way. Again, always putting them so they're going to try to push apart, and you're going to try your best to hold them together. And every time you reach where you've added maybe 5 new ones, stop and pull the tape around them so that they are held in place. So you'll continue until you have 25 magnetic discs. I know some people say, well, 20 is enough, and they stop at 20, and it's up to you. At that point, you'll cut the other end of the tape, leaving another inch beyond the last magnet, and then fold that tape over the last magnet so it holds it in place. Finally, use another strip of duct tape to cover the uncovered magnetic discs. You can put this final little roll of discs inside your pillowcase to protect you when you sleep. You can pin these near the headrest in your car so that you will be safe when you're traveling. And I noticed at Hobby Lobby there were smaller ones you might want to make that you can be using for little children. Or you could use them for yourself, the smaller ones, and make like a little strip that would hang around your neck or something as you're working around the house. Find ways to protect yourself. Interestingly, I was thinking about turning my Wi-Fi router off at night, because it's like, why do I need those waves all over my house when I'm sleeping and not using the internet? And I was talking to my internet provider recently when I changed service companies, and the person who came to my house said, well, you can't turn it off at night because that's when they do their updates, and if you don't have it on at night and you miss the update, your internet will not work right. So it's just another example of how it's almost impossible to escape these waves that are in the air that are all around us, and we need to take measures to protect ourselves. So next, I'm going to actually try to film as I start assembling one of these, so you can watch how it's done. It's a little tricky, so bear with me. Okay, so we're going to actually show you how to start making one of these. We have a masking tape I'm using now. I used duct tape on the other one I showed you, and either way works. We'll try with masking tape and see how it goes today. I haven't done this, so we'll see how the masking tape works. So I'm going to pull off a roll of tape here, and you can see I'm not going to cut it yet, okay? I need to actually cut this in, which was folded over, just so it's a nice straight end there. Okay, so I start by placing a magnet, maybe about an inch from the end, and then just folding the tape, see, up. Now here's the tricky part. Let me just show you this for a minute. When you put the magnets together, see, they're magnets. Now watch, stick, see? That's not the way you want to do it. You want to get them together so that they push apart. See how they push apart? So they don't want to stick, they want to push apart, see? And you have to try and keep them next to each other even though they're pushing apart. This idea that the positive and negative are put together, it zeroes out the electromagnetic magnetism and it prevents it. The same principle is used, by the way, in an airplane. They put a mesh that has these same forces used, so that if a lightning were to strike the plane, the electricity could not get through and harm the people inside. So it's that same principle here. We're trying to what's called zero out the electromagnetic force, okay? So we're going to, now see how it wants to stick? So that's not the right way. Turn it around, okay? Put it here. Now it's pushing away, so I have to hold it in place. And here comes the next one. And again, if it wants to stick, you're doing it wrong. So it's pushing away, and I hold it in place. Now watch, if I let it go, see, it moves. It's because it doesn't want to be there. They repel. Okay. Now I go to the next one. And again, it's repel. See, this way it'll stick, so that's not right. Let's make it so it repels. Now I've got 4, and here we go, okay? Again, let's make it so it wants that one to stick, so I had it wrong. So I'm going to make it so it repels. Okay, now that's 5, okay? That's about as good as my fingers can do. So I'm going to tape it around the side, and this masking tape actually is going to almost cover it without even doing an extra strip at the end. See how they're coming, they're like doing everything they can to get away from each other. So you see, that's the tricky part. They want to be like away from each other. And I think if I were to do this again, I would use the duct tape, because this is not holding as well as the masking tape. So I didn't have any duct tape with me right now, so I'm using masking. Some people have, and they've used it successfully. Once you get the 5, we're just going to continue. So again, we're going to put it so it repels. Okay, so it pushes away. Slip it in, okay, and then make it so it repels and put it in, okay, and make it so it repels, and I think that you get the idea. Okay, so let's pause here for a minute. What I'll do is I'll finish making it, and when I get down to the end, we'll start filming again, so you don't have to sit here and watch me put 25 magnets together. Okay, now we're down to the last 3 magnets, so I'm going to let you watch as I finish up this job. I probably could have let you watch the whole thing as I was putting all those magnets together and kept you entertained with my corny jokes, but I didn't know that that was necessary. So anyway, let's finish it up here. And okay, so there we go. Okay, this is it, the last one. Okay, so I'm going to put this one on. Make sure you get it right. Wait a minute. No, so you don't want it to stick. You want it to repel all the way through. Okay, now I'm going to cut this tape maybe about like here, and then bring it over the edge and hold it in place. Okay, so now it doesn't look, real beautiful, but this is it. Okay, and I'm going to just take one more piece and put it across the top to keep it extra secure. So the way I'll do that is I'll get another flat piece of tape. Okay, hang on. Ouch, oh no. Okay, here we go. Flat piece of tape. Okay, so this is good. You see, when you start, I make these mess ups by design so you won't get frustrated when you're doing it. See, it's part of the plan. If you believe that, you'll believe anything. So anyway, let's continue here. Okay, I put it flat, and I'm going to just put the part that's kind of like where these magnets are showing. I'm going to put that face down. Okay. And then, once again, I'm going to cut it. And, okay. And wrap it around the edge, see? Okay. Okay, so now we have our finished product. Okay, so this is the product you want to use. You could put it, just slip it inside of your pillow cushion, and then just, see, now here it is, right here, it's inside the pillow cushion, and just have it right there for when you're sleeping at night, okay, right inside the pillow. As long as it's somewhat near your head, at least maybe 1 or 2 feet, it'll protect you. And notice how I'm trying to keep it near my head, because I think that the most vulnerable part is that our brains are susceptible to these waves, and so you want to keep it near your head as much as possible. And I'm not going to go outside right now and show you, but you could put it maybe to the headrest of your car also. Same, we kind of just attach it right below the headrest of your car. So give it a try, okay? Give it a try. Send the video out, let people know, and pass the word around that these waves, they're there. You don't see them, but they can definitely hurt you, and you need to protect yourself against these waves as much as possible. So many good wishes to all, many blessings. So thank you so much, okay? And a wonderful day. Bye-bye.